Hello and welcome to ACS Golf and today's review, which has been released at 12 AM UK time on a Friday, which can only mean one thing: it is a brand new club for 2025. Yes, I've managed to get my hands on one of the brand new clubs. Actually, I've got quite a few brand new clubs this year to review for you guys, including your golden oldies still on the Sunday. I say oldies, I think the one I'm reviewing this Sunday after this is only about a year old, but anyway. So I've managed to pick up a brand new club, and it is this. It is a Cobra DS-Adapt X fairway wood. Now, I'm a huge fan of Cobra. I played the dark speed driver last year, and potentially I might put the Cobra driver in my bag this year. Do I think it's any better than the last year's one? No, I just like to have new shiny things in the bag, and believe me, they don't improve my golf game. It'd be great if they did, but unfortunately they don't. But the reason I picked this up is, number one, as I mentioned, I love Cobra, but also I found a fantastic price for this online on eBay. Now, don't get me wrong, when you're buying brand new clubs on eBay, you've got to be careful. Always make sure they're from a reputable seller. You know, you need to make sure they are official and not some fake thing that's been shipped over from Temu or something like that. But in this case, it was. So I managed to pick this up for £210. We'll go into the price of this at the end of the video, but £210, shaft, you know, head cover, inner wrapper, that's a ridiculous price for brand new fairway for 2025, especially the prices these things go for. And it's not just the fairway wood I managed to find brand new for cheap. I've got the DS, is such a tongue twister, isn't it? DS-Adapt LS driver to review for you guys as well. I was about to pick up for a steal brand new. Managed to get the hybrid, the DS-Adapt hybrid as well, brand new for an absolute steal. Lots of clubs I managed to pick up in, you know, from that Cobra lineup for an absolute steal this year. And I'm going to explain maybe why I think that's happening at the end of this video. But potentially there could be absolute bargains for you guys out there. You know, if you're looking at new clubs and you keep your eye on that sort of eBay market, because you know they're going to be good. We'll get in a full review in a second, but yeah, ridiculous price. And also do remember, if you're brand new to the channel and you haven't subscribed to it yet, do hit that subscription button and the bell icon so you do not miss out on the LS coming up, and also that dark speed DS hybrid as well. One thing is also that I mentioned is I will put the brand new Cobra DS-Adapt LS against the dark speed LS driver from last year, so we'll have a head-to-head with them as well over the next couple of weeks. So do hit that subscription button so you do not miss out on any of that. So there you go, that's why I picked it up, because it's an absolute steal. And potentially I was thinking, well, maybe I'll put this in a bag, because I like nice new shiny things. But anyway, as always, what we're going to do with this review, we're going to have a closer look at the club, come back here, go through all the technology that's in it, get down to the range, throw some figures at you, and then come back here for the ACS golf scale and my overall thoughts about this absolute beauty. All right, let's have a closer look at this club. So there you go, and it is an absolute thing of beauty. It's such a good looking fairway wood, beautiful shape, you know, really do love it. A little bit, I quite like my fairway woods being a little bit more shallow along the bottom there, but I guess this is a 3-wood, you know, a lot of people won't be necessarily hitting this off the tee, hitting this off the fairway, more of a tee replacement if the driver's not working, so I can understand that, but I like a little bit more of a flat bottom line there. My current game are actually the Black Ops PXG, which is also a 3-wood. That does have a flatter bottom there. Personally, just prefer that a little bit more. But anyway, still an absolute gorgeous, gorgeous looking club. And the head cover game as well for the DS-Adapt this year is just on point. Oh, it's just so good. Really is good. Now let's get into the technology that is in this bad boy. So unlock your long game, the DS-Adapt X fairway wood. By the way, I'll just mention there's 3 versions of the DS-Adapt fairways. You've got the X, you've got the Max, I believe it is, which is sort of their draw bias, maximum forgiveness, you know, biggest profile. And then you have the low spin model as well, which is the absolute bomber, you know, for your better players. Well, the X, just like the driver, is very much just sat in the middle there, so providing good distance and also providing good forgiveness. But yes, back into the technology side. So unlock your long game. The DS-Adapt X fairway combines powerful distance, incredible versatility and plenty of forgiveness, paired with our new Future Fit 33 technology, we'll discuss that in a second, to fit your fairway wood to your swing. Unlock your long game with the DS-Adapt X fairway. So Future Fit 33. So Future Fit 33 features a 33 unique loft and lie settings that optimize your ball flight, minimize your miss and maximize your distance. Loft or lie can be adjusted by 2 degrees up, 2 degrees down in any direction, allowing for an ultimate fine-tuned fitting customization, while the innovative smart pad design enables the face angle to remain square regardless of the setting. And here it is in the most smallest of writing and the most complicated thing in the world. An absolute fitter's dream. But for your average golfer, it's overcomplicating it really in my mind for your average golfer. And also, you know, if you're an average golfer, your swing is going to change. You go and get yourself fitted for this, and then, you know, 2 months later, it might not work for you. And then suddenly you're fiddling around with all these different options to try and get it to match again. It's really, really good for like your professionals or something like that, because you can really, or your, you know, your scratch golfers whose swing isn't going to change can really dial it to it. But just a bit of overkill, and I think a lot of people are saying that this is a little bit overkill. Fitting, you know, person who's doing fittings, absolute dream, because you can nail it and get it proper right. But for your average golfer, he's going to probably fiddle with that as well. I mean, I know I fiddle with my sleeves quite a lot. Just too many options, I think, personally. But anyway, and that's why in these sort of situations, I just deal with going up or down loft. I don't change the club face. You know, I tend to try and manipulate the ball by moving my swing or anything, like changing it that way if I want it to go left or right more. So there you go. Going on, so you've got forgiveness and high launch, back weight, which we've got there, which you can change if you want to. Standard weight is 8 grams, by the way. Back weight promotes high towering ball flights for maximum carry distance and stopping power into greens. Perfect. You've got a new internal adapt weighting system, so it's just under there. So re-engineered power bridge weight positions the CG lower and more forward to reduce spin for increased speed creation. So the idea is low spin, increase, you know, the idea is low spin bombs, isn't it? You know, which everyone's going for nowadays, you know, high launch, low spin, so you maximize that distance. If you've got a slow swing speed, then maybe you've got to worry about it a little bit, but you know, that's why you have that more maximum forgiveness one, the max out there to help that, which is a little bit more spin. Or so you get fitted and get the right shaft in there that can help increase the spin itself. Larger hot face insert, so you've got your hot face, been there for a few years now. A larger force face insert with hot face technology delivers improved face flex for more robust distance and ball speeds. Can't complain. And there you go. Now, just going through, it is the max. Yes, I've got it right. So just going through the models, you know, the LS is spin low, forgiveness medium, launch low, and then you get 3 hybrid, a 3 high flight hybrid, which is probably about 16.5, and a 5 wood. Fairway woods, not hybrids here, sorry. 3 hybrid, 3 fairway woods. God, I've just got hybrids on the brain. You know, 3 fairway wood, a 3 high launching fairway wood, and a 5 wood. And with the LS, by the way, you have 2 changeable weights there, so you've got 3 weights change system there. The X is one I've got here is low spin, high launch, high forgiveness, and then you get a 3 high launching one, which is 16.5 degrees I mentioned, a 5 wood and a 7 wood. And then with the max, which is medium to low spin, you've got, well, you also have a weight there where you can adjust it for draw bias. You've got forgiveness is extreme forgiveness. Launch high with a draw bias, and that you get 3, 5, 7 or 9. So the maximum you get for this is it's a 7 wood, just to say volume change as well, because you do realise obviously with a fairway, you know, the higher lofted you go, the actual smaller the head gets. So with the 3 loft, so it's 177cc, which I have here. The 3 high flight one, which is 16.5 degrees, is actually 174cc. 5 wood is 164cc, and then 7 wood is 160cc. So it does adjust a little bit. And just say as well, for the high flight one, you can only get that right-handed. You cannot get that left-handed. So there you go. There's a little brief insight to all the technology that's in this. Obviously, you've got some, I think you've got some carbon fibre. It looks like carbon fibre on the top there. Normally there is carbon fibre on the top there as well to help move that weight around to the back to help get that launch. And you've got that power bridge there. So there you go. There's all the technology that is in the Cobra. Now let's get down to range, going to throw some figures at you, and then we're going to come back here for the ACS Golf Scale. I will say when I did test this, it was bitterly cold, so the ball, and there was a face wind in the face as well actually, so the ball didn't go as far as I'd normally expect, but I did take that into account when actually doing the review for this. Also, I had this lofted up at 17 degrees. I put it up by 2 because normally that's the way I play my 3-wood. I normally actually have it sort of set as a 4-wood just to help me get the ball up in the air a little bit more with my dodgy swing that you're all about to see in a second. All right, guys, you know, it's very hard sometimes to see my swing and believe I actually am a low handicapper. You know, they all say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All right, let's get down to range now and just give you some figures. Here I'm down at the range with the Cobra. Now, I do apologise, my swing in this video is even worse than normal. It's cold, the body was stiff, and let's just say those hips weren't firing at all, but still got some really decent figures and definitely did put in a really good test on this club. So on average, I had a carry of 187 yards, total distance of 215 yards, ball speed 133 miles per hour, launch angle 12 degrees and height 48 feet, which, you know, considering the temperature, considering the swing, you know, really actually quite happy with those figures. You know, longest on the day was 222 yards total distance with a ball speed 135 miles per hour. So overall, very solid indeed. One thing I'll say about the club, it definitely doesn't feel as soft as previous Cobra fairway woods I've used before. Not the end of the world, but I was quite surprised with how hard it was. I guess that's the sort of the front of it, you know, with all that weight at the front. But workability wise, you know, is exactly what I'd expect from a model in the middle of the range. You know, you can move it left, you can move it right, you can hit it low, you can hit it high. Overall, just a very solid those figures in the table. And as you can see, the longest there, you know, 222 yards. You know, total distance of the carry 196. You know, very happy with that, to be fair, considering the weather, you know, being cold. So anything above 220 with a fairway wood at the moment, 3-wood, you know, is really good. I would say, obviously, I have lofted up 17 degrees. For me, that just helps me better, especially with my launch. So I could have done it with 15, probably got a bit more ball speed, maybe a little bit more rollout, but, you know, having it at 17 really does suit me and exactly what I test my fairway woods at, if I can do, and is what I play them with. Shortest on the day being 206, not bad at all. It was a really bad miss, to be fair. So plenty of forgiveness in this club, to be honest. So overall, you know, very happy with the performance. So there you go, and not bad results, to be fair. As I mentioned, into headwind, you know, and it was a really cold day. So to getting around that sort of 215 on average, you know, total distance, I'm really happy with that. 287 carry, you know, longest on the day was 196 yards carry, you know, 222 yards total distance, ball speed around that 135 mark for the longest, and on average 133. Definitely felt there was more to get out of this as well. 100% if I swing a little bit faster, if it was a little bit warmer, I definitely think I would have got some really good distance out of this. So definitely had a potential there. You know, sometimes reviewing clubs and it's a cold day anyway and I'm sort of hitting it, I can still get a feeling of this is probably the max I can get this to. In this case, it wasn't that at all. So, you know, exactly what I would expect this club to do, to be fair. You know, launch angle 12 degrees, not the end of the world. Maybe would have liked it a little higher at that 17 degrees fit. Probably the shaft. You know, not too sure about these. What's it? Daniele shaft, 60 grams, 6.0. You know, not bad shafts at all, but just not necessarily maybe helping me get that ball up in the air as much as I would like. But yeah, but 12 degrees is all right. Again, it's cold. Probably want to swing a little bit faster. Probably would have helped that flex and would have got that ball up into the air more. So not the end of the world. But yes, so let's go into the ACS Golf Scale. Remember, we got 5 categories here. You got distance, looks, price, forgiveness, and feel. 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. Straight into distance, 4 out of 5. Exactly where I'd expect this mid-range club to be. 4 out of 5. You know, it's not going to be the longest out there, but it's not going to be the shortest out there. I mean, to be honest, if I was reviewing, it'd be very average, I'd say, for this type of club. I mean, the reason it's 4 out of 5 is because if I can review some really old stuff every now and again for the channel, just for, you know, just to include some good stuff in there, and that's why, you know, it's higher up the scale. But so I think you can keep everything in the scale there. But yeah, 4 out of 5, really good distance, and exactly what I'd expect for this club. You know, very much the same as QI10, which probably is in the same category, 4 out of 5. I'm just saying that because I recently did that review. and I would say the QI10 is a little bit longer than this, but they're definitely still in that 4 together. So yes, long way around it, but yes, 4 out of 5, happy with the distance, exactly what I'd expect from this. You know, to perform like that on a cold day, and I know that I could get more out of it, very happy. So yeah, 4 out of 5. Moving on to feel. Now, I always think Cobra is sort of the best feeling fairway woods, best feeling drivers out there. I've always really enjoyed their feel. I didn't quite enjoy the feel of this. Don't get me wrong, it's really nice. 4 out of 5, really good, solid feel. You know, felt soft, felt really powerful, felt nice, but you know, not as nice as it has done before. Like I've recently just reviewed a. Will the review of this come out by then? Yes, I think literally just after this actually, the LTDX fairway wood, and I love the feel of that. That felt absolutely amazing. Felt beautiful off the face. Felt soft. Felt how I known Cobra to feel over the past couple of years, and this just felt a little bit harder in my mind, a little bit harsher. So yeah, 4 out of 5. Not bad at all. Still a lot better than your sort of your TaylorMade, etc. But for me, I just thought maybe, you probably maybe hear my dog barking in the background there. Amazon delivery, there we go. But for me, yeah, 4 out of 5. You know, I just wanted to feel a bit better. You know, and it's still really good, but for me, it's disappointing when it comes down to Cobra. I just can't put my hands on it. Why it feels that little bit harder. I don't know if it's the change of this power bridge there and putting more weight at the front. Probably something to do with it, I'm guessing. Moving on to looks, 4.5 out of 5. Absolutely gorgeous thing, as I've mentioned. Love the top, love the little C there for the Cobra. The only reason I'm giving it 5 out of 5, and it's probably just because it's 3, or just because I think that's a little bit too rounded for my likings. You know, if I'm looking at this and I'm going, all right, I want to hit this off the fairway, it doesn't give me the hugest amount of confidence if it is rounded like that. I know the technology is there that if it does come off the bottom of the face, it's still going to perform really well. And I had no problems at the range hitting it off the deck. Actually, I tend to hit my fairways off the deck anyway. Don't actually like hitting a fairway off the tee for some reason. But yeah, no, I just wanted that to be a little bit flatter personally for my eyes. But overall, beautiful shape, and that's why it's a 4.5 out of 5. Moving on to forgiveness, exactly what I expect, 4 out of 5. It's really solid forgiveness. It's not going to be the most forgiving out there. That's why it's not a 5 or a 4.5, but definitely really good forgiveness there. I mean, if we look at the shortest, 206, you know, ball speed 127 miles per hour, you know, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. I mean, it wasn't a great hit. You know, it came off quite high up the face, you know, launch increase of 14 feet there. You know, it wasn't a good strike at all, and it still got up there, still went straight. The forgiveness on that was good. So yeah, 4 out of 5, happy with it. Very much exactly where I'd expect this type of club to be. No problems at all with that forgiveness. Okay, I mean, another day I could maybe give it 3.5 out of 5, but I have just done a QI10, and I gave that 4 out of 5, didn't I? Yeah, gave that 4 out of 5, and maybe I think this might have been a little bit more forgiveness in it over the QI10. So yeah, happy with that, 4 out of 5. Don't get me wrong, you might start seeing some reviews in the future. I might be a little bit harsher on these clubs, but I will explain why if I do change that. But at the moment, 4 out of 5, really happy with it. I'm not going to ignore my last comment. 4 out of 5, you know, for a modern club, really happy, really good forgiveness. Exactly what I'd expect a middle range club to be. Not a 5 out of 5 as you hope the max would be, and not sort of a 3 out of 5 where the LS would sort of be with your modern club. So yeah, really good. Now on to price. So in the UK, you can pick these up for £289, brand new. In the US, you're looking sort of around $330. I think I just saw Cobra's actually a little bit cheaper. So I think it was around $315. So there you go. It is what it is. I mean, the new TaylorMade's are a little bit more expensive. I mean, the Titleist is a little bit more expensive. The Callaway's a little bit more expensive. Cobra does come in a little bit cheaper than the rest, but I mean, we're talking like £20, $20. Nothing huge. So for me, it's a 2.5 out of 5. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, if you can find them for what I did, 210, brand new. The driver, spoiler alert, picked up for £300, brand new. Hands down, great. If you're looking for a brand new club, absolute bargain. But if you're going to a shop and getting a brand new for a shop, getting fitted, they are what they are. You're getting a really nice club that's going to perform really well, and you're paying the going rate for that club. So yeah, 2.5 out of 5. I'm not going to lie to you, you know, if you really wanted the Cobra and you wanted to save some money, go for the LTDX model. I'm putting it out there. You know, I've just tested the 7 wood for that and I absolutely loved it. I enjoyed hitting it so much. Ball flight was amazing. Felt fantastic. Just felt better than this. So yeah, go for the LTDX to save yourself a bit of money. Personally, if you don't want to go down the brand new route, if you're like me and you like brand new shiny, you want to go down a brand new route, this is a great option. It really is. Now, it's performs exactly how I'd expect it to be fair. Now, overall, is it going to make it my bag? No. I prefer my PXG Black Ops, to be honest. I think it's softer, the feel off the face just feels a lot nicer in my mind. I prefer the bottom of the PXG. I think it's probably better looking than the Black Ops, to be honest. And the PXG gives me a little bit more adjustability with weight moving rather than hosel moving, which, all right, they probably give the same adjustability. If anything, this gives more. And the ball flight and the distance is pretty much exactly the same to this. So it's not going to get in my bag. I think it is an amazing club and I think it's great, but I'm going to stick with my PXG personally. So there you go. That's just personal preference. You know, to be honest, you can go for a fairway at about 5-6 years old and still get the same performance as this. I'll always remember Peter Finch. I'm sure a lot of you guys follow, who was building a bag for one of his colleagues, I think one of the film crew, and they're like, oh, what fairway would you give him? He's like, I'm giving you his TS3. And they're like, oh, what about the TSR3? And he's like, because fairway woods have not changed over the past couple of years because they can't. They've hit the regulations. There's nothing really new they can do with them. So you can get an old one to perform exactly the same as a brand new one. And that's the case. So yeah, so I have reviewed this brand new club and I'm probably telling you, go and get an old one to save yourself a bit of money. But overall, as I mentioned, it is a fantastic, great looking club. And if you want to go down the new route, you won't be disappointed by picking this up. All right, guys, now I hope you enjoyed this review of the Cobra DS-Adapt X fairway wood. As I mentioned, fantastic club, does exactly what it should do in this category. The only issue for me is, as I mentioned, I feel like they've lost a bit of that feel with maybe having that too much weight at the front there. But that's just my personal preference. All right, guys, now if you enjoyed this video, do remember to give it a like. Also, do remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you do not miss out on weekly ACS golf reviews, odd new reviews as well that come out Fridays, bonus videos, and also a lot of versus videos coming out when I'm putting new equipment versus old equipment, and even more stuff as well throughout the year. So do hit that subscription button and do leave a comment down below. You know, do you play a Cobra fairway wood? If you do, are you thinking about going for the DS-Adapt? You know, if you are, why are you thinking about doing it? Let me know in the comments down below. Even if it's just like me, you like having something brand new and shiny in the bag. All right, guys, I'll see you soon for the next ACS golf review. See you then.